Hello, Andy the Name Bender here, and just recently I've had a few inquiries about round nosed pliers, what sort of pliers to get and how to make them ideal for your purposes of making names. Now these pliers here are Pastorinos, which I've had for many years now, and they didn't start like this. They started with a longer jaw, probably about nearly twice as long as that. That's how you buy them. Now the length didn't really bother me too much. I mean, a shorter jaw is preferable because you've got less. The longer the jaws are, then the more likely they are at the end to slip when you're trying to bend around the wire. So I made these shorter by hacksawing off a length here, and then I've filed these down so that they're nice and smooth, and most importantly very sharp. Well, not very sharp now, they've gone a little bit blunt, but sharp at the ends, less than 1mm, and almost sharp enough to hurt when you put your finger on. Okay, so the pliers that I recommend now are Stusa pliers, which I get from the United States, from Swanstrom, and you can get them on the site Rio Grande. And they're round nosed pliers. There's only one particular type, can't remember the code, but they're not hard to find. So I also sell them on my website, by the way. If you live in Australia, then you can order them from there, and it'll be a little bit cheaper than ordering from the States. Now these pliers I'm going to experiment with today. I'm going to show you how to make the ends a little bit sharper. As they come off the shelf, these are the best pliers for names that I've found so far, and you can make name necklaces, name badges quite easily with these without any modification. They're fine enough for that sort of work, and you only need to do this really if you want to make some really fine work with your names, which might be the case if you're making small letters for to fit on a bracelet or an anklet. Something like that. But for a necklace and a badge, you don't need to bother. So here's how we do it, or here's how I do it anyway. Okay, so we need a few more tools to do this job. We need a larger file. Now this one's a bit rusty, as you can see. I haven't used it for a while, but something like this, maybe a little bit smaller than this. It's quite a rough surface, so you do that to start with. So what we do is we get the pliers and we make this kind of motion up and down the jaws of the pliers like this, and we go all the way around. We're going from bottom to top like that, and a kind of up and down motion, but at the same time rotating the pliers. And the idea of this is so you get an even distribution of the amount of metal that you file off the jaw there, and you keep doing that until you're satisfied that this point here is sharp enough that you want, sharp enough that is going to be good for your fine work on the names. I mean, just sharp enough to hurt a little bit. As I said, you don't have to do very much at all. Actually, I think you could probably do the whole process in about half an hour easily. Yeah, once you've got this one done, then you move on to the other one, obviously. Keep on going around. I'll just do it once again for you. Like this, evenly. Okay, and you keep doing that until they look the same. Also close the pliers to make sure there's no gaps at the top here. A little gap wouldn't hurt, but just to make sure they're even. Sometimes one can be a little bit bigger than the other. So anyway, once you're happy with the point there, then you can get your a finer file, which I have here. Now you just do the same kind of motion with this file, and you go around, and this will remove any of most of the rough marks left by the larger file, and you do that until you're happy that it's quite smooth there. And then to finish off totally, you'll need the This is a piece of emery cloth or very fine sandpaper, or I don't know what it's called actually, wet and dry or something like that. It's a grey colour. You buy it in large sheets in the hardware store. I cut it into little squares like this so that I can use it on my sterling silver to remove marks. So get a piece of this and then you just finish off by just sanding these jaws until they're nice and smooth. There's no real technique here, I just whichever way you want to do it, and you'll get a really nice shine in the end, all nice and smooth, same as these. And then you will have a pair of prime round nosed pliers which will last you a lifetime, as these have almost done. Yes, the only thing, if you lose them, that's the only way you can really have to do the whole process again. But oh yeah, I should mention actually, when you get your pliers, just check the flat interface here. The flat part, which is the part you're going to be using to crimp the wire when you're making names, needs to be smooth also. If it's got a big hole in it, they're no good at all. You need to have a flat with no marks. And again, if there are slight undulations or marks, just lightly go along with it with the file. Don't use the big one because you don't want to shave too much off, or otherwise you'll have a huge gap there, or you leave a gap and you won't be able to crimp. So the Stusa ones, they've got a larger flat area here, so they're fine. They're actually a bit better than the Pastorinas in that respect. They've got a larger area. So anyway, so that's how to do it, and I hope you have success in that area if you want to make your pliers very fine. And there it is. So thanks for watching and happy bending.